All right, so now I got to record a podcast. Or no, I got to edit a podcast. There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm definitely going to leave all that in. You just saw me do my clap sync. So, what goes on, everybody? My name is Ryan, and I'm from TheGamers of Serenity. Welcome to episode... Holy shit, what is it? It's something, alright. It totally is. This is how these episodes go. Oh, episode what? I've just been watching Achievement Hunter videos all day. It's been great. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm actually searchable on YouTube now. Yeah, see? There I am. You can't see it. The glare is... Here, what if I... Now, can you see it? Oh, wait, no, you can't. Now, can you see it? See? There I am. There's my videos. Even the Serenity Productions video is on there. Oh, I don't even know what episode this is. I love my fucking yesterday's video, man. I really... Wait, what is that? Oh, what? Okay. I really need to start making playlists. What? There we go. So, this is so unprofessional. So, yeah, but no one watches these anyways. I just do them for the sake of doing them. I don't know. They're fun. Welcome to episode 15 of the Gamers podcast. Last episode, I was talking about editing and how my editing has evolved. And you know what? My editing's evolved even more since my 2 tutorials that I made since that podcast. Because that was like right in the midst of me like learning how to use Adobe Premiere, and it was so bad. Oh, dude, research bad, like. Ooh, but now that I know how to use this program, and sorry, I got a Sprite here. Hopefully, I don't die. To help me stay up, I guess. Of course, I'm going to bed shortly after this, just because I work tomorrow, and we were really busy today, and I'm like, oh. Busy day of work. Now I gotta do a fucking thingy. Dude, I'm getting better at learning how to snap. Kind of. I still suck at it, but I got the right motion. Ow. Fuck, it hurts though. So what are we talking about today? We're gonna be talking about... I know what I want to talk about first. No one will be on my podcast. Podcast. Because I don't know. Because the person who I want on the most is Jade. But then I asked Brandon, and I asked Ty, and I asked James. Now here's the thing though, I can understand James because me and him already recorded an hour and 40-minute podcast, and it never went up. Yeah, but it was really crazy because I was just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, I want to do a podcast with somebody, but then I don't know what happened. I don't know, man. I just kind of was just like, fuck. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Pretty much, I wanted to do a podcast with someone and it never happened. And, okay, so it took about almost 5 minutes for this thing to pick up. That's intense. Okay, so pretty much, I wanted to do a podcast with Jade. That didn't go because she works full time. I wouldn't be surprised No, why would she have to pay rent? I don't know. I'm just gonna say this right now, and Jay, don't kill me for saying this, but if her fucking parents are making her pay rent, that is some bullshit. And I can't say why, but that is some bullshit. That woman should not have to pay rent at all. She's working full time. And she already paid her dues. Like, trust me. Like, her dues are paid. You know? Yeah. But I really wanted to get Jade on here so that I could talk with her about some things along the lines of, like, she's a vegan and stuff like that. And pretty much, honestly, it would probably be a civil debate. It'd be interesting, honestly, because I haven't got anyone on here who disagrees with me on much. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really hard, and it sacrifices a lot of friendships to debate with them. But, I don't know, I just kind of feel like I could pull it off with Jade. It'd be easy. She would just kind of be like, oh, yeah, you know, I think veganism is awesome. And then I would be like, oh, you're missing so much, woman. And yeah, that'd be funny. And then, yeah, but then I wanted to do it with James. The two main people I want to do a podcast with are James and Jade, because I've had them in mind for months, and I've had Jade in mind for a podcast guest for about a year. Like, we're coming up on a year since we had the conversation, like, hey, you should be on my podcast. Because that conversation ended up in person. Then I got my job, and it was never a thing. And I've been at my job for like 5 months, so it's been about maybe 7 months since I brought it up to her. Because I didn't have a job last time I saw Jade in person. I think I was about to get one. Like, I think I just put in my application, and then like a day later I hung out with her. And yeah, and I prefer having girls on my podcast and prefer having guys in my video game stuff, because I feel like women bring a new dynamic to the table. And it's not even about looks, it's just kind of about like a whole different, my phone's about to die, like a whole different tone and just that kind of aspect of everything. You know, it's not because of it's not because of like clickbait or any of that thing. Like, she could wear this exact sweater and I wouldn't care, as long as like she's there, you know, like hopefully on camera, you know, because that's kind of what I need from my guests, is that. Because if you look back a while ago, I think I have a podcast I did with Riley called Just Chillin'. Riley just didn't feel like going on camera, and I'm like, dude, how the fuck are we gonna do a podcast if you're not even gonna be on camera? We did 3 podcasts together. One was for a collab channel. The other 2 were for mine. And I was so pissed because on every podcast I've ever been on, if I could be on camera, I would. Like, I would jump on it because it just looks better. Yeah, and I was so pissed about that. And like, it's so in the past now that I can talk about it. I was looking for people to be in a series I was gonna do. I was inspired by a little bit by McJuggernuggets and a little bit by Brandon from Player's Guide. I don't know. I can't say his last name, actually. I can't even say Riley's last name. No shit. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. So, like, I got Audacity right here, and it looks really cool. And, yeah, and I just really wanted Jade on my podcast. Or even, her best friend named Jordy. I actually saw Jordy today. That's funny. I saw Jordy while I was working at Walmart. She came and gave me a hug. It was pretty cool. And then I bugged Jade about it. Yeah, she would be another person I would like. But I think if Jordy were to come on the podcast, Oh my god. That is actually a really good idea. I should shoot Jordy a message on Facebook and be like, hey, do you have a laptop? And then if she says, yes, I do, I'm going to say, hey, well, I have. Do you know what a podcast is? And if she says yes, I listen to a few of them or whatever. And if I have to explain it to her, I will. I'll be like, hey, you would be a really cool person to have on the podcast. She would, for different reasons compared to Jade. But you know the funny thing about Jade and Jordy is that they are best friends. They're like honestly, they're pretty much sisters. Like, I hate to say this because I like to be super close with people, but I will never be as close with Jade as Jordy is with her, because like they tell each other everything. You know, there's probably things that Jade leaves out of our conversations, but I kind of feel like me and Jade, because we don't see each other enough, that we're not going to spill the beans over much that we talk about. You know, unless she does. I mean, like, I try my best to, you know, stay pretty consistent in keeping her shit, her personal business. And I remember there was like situations. It was funny. And like it was about to get ugly, but luckily Jade was just like, "Whoa, dude, calm down," you know. She knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, I'm just so pissed because no one will be on my podcast. But I was about to say, Jordy would be a really good guest to have along with Jade, because Jade, her expertise lies in health thingies. Like, and I mean, here's the funny part about me, though. I know a little bit about everything, so I can spark a conversation. You know what I mean? It's like if someone were to specialize in like depression, I could go, oh, I know about that, so let's talk about it. And like, because don't you remember, I did this really random podcast with Brandon, and and then we just started talking about UFC, and that was the very first time I ever made it clear that I was a UFC fan. Like, I found that really funny, and yeah, so I might hit Facebook and probably message somebody, maybe. Yeah, probably Jordy and Jade. Especially, well, I've been talking. Well, Jade actually responds to my text. Fucking Jordy doesn't. And that's even what she said. I would go, you don't even respond to my text, woman. And then she said, she goes, I got a shitty phone. And I'm like, me too, but I still respond to you. And then she goes, well, I live on a hill. And I'm like, me too. Well, no, I don't. But yeah. That's funny. So, yeah, I want a guest. I just want a guest on my podcast. I want somebody, and I want this to be like a bi-weekly thing. Come on, focus. Yo, dude. There we go. Can I hang back here? I need to change these settings. I think the focus settings are auto on this thing. That was kind of dumb. What to talk about? Well, oh yeah, I think I was kind of jumping around in my topics a little bit. So I needed a girl to be in a series because like I said, I was inspired by Brandon's little thing he did there, and then I was inspired by McJuggernuggets. And I wanted to combine mainly McJuggernuggets. I was basically like the whole thing was inspired by McJuggernuggets. See this room? I had this idea, and I even filmed it when I told James about it because it was fresh in my mind, and I wanted to like kind of listen to like what I had in mind like at first, and then develop it. And I even have it written down in a notebook in this room right now. And pretty much what it was this series about me, because I would have to act, and I would be the main character, and I needed at least one other person to be in it with me. And it was going to be a girl. It had to be a girl that was close to my age or looked close to my age. And, because she could have been older or slightly younger and I wouldn't care. But it had to be someone who close to my age and honestly who kind of looks like they could possibly be like into me a little bit. She would have to look like someone who I would date. And here's the funny part about Taya, my girlfriend Taya, who is a myth at this point because no one has seen her. The only appearance she's ever made on this channel was in a comment. She commented once, and then she was in the Minecraft episode 4 video. If you noticed, I had to take out the webcam because someone don't like being on camera. And I even have a picture of her right here from our prom. That is such a dick move. That was me at my prom. No, not at my prom. I was at her prom. That's really funny. Yeah. And, I don't know. I love Taya. But anyways, it's not about this. So pretty much, I was writing the series where I needed a girl to be not my girlfriend in the series, but there was going to be this one moment that I can just see where I'm losing my shit in this series, and then I don't know how the editing part would go, but I know how the shot would look. I know how I would film it. Like, it would just be simple camera on the tripod kind of thing, and leaning against the wall, and her kind of just rest her head on my shoulder, like she cares about me. And it was going to be dramatic as fuck, you know what I mean? And then, like, I would release the series. It was going to be a 30 episode thing. And then, like, daily, it would be a daily video, so it would be a month, worth of this content. No gaming videos whatsoever. Kind of doing some crazy, like, looking into jump cuts and that kind of bullshit. And just doing it because I bought the software. Then I was going to buy a camera. Then I was going to buy lights, or to light up this room a little bit more. And it never fell through. It never happened. Nothing went my way. I couldn't get people on board because here's the thing. I'm a really weird guy in my town. And, Shane Dawson kind of said it best. Like, when you're a YouTuber, you're kind of the outcast kind of guy. And, some YouTubers are liked because they got the personality and everything. And I am not liked that much. I asked 2 girls to be in it, and I didn't want to put an ad out there because I would get a lot of people saying, like, oh, like, well, I'll do it, like, if you pay me. And then I'll get some very unattractive girls saying, like, oh, I'll do it for free. And then I'll be like, yeah, but you don't look the part, And like, I wouldn't get any responses. And the one person who I haven't asked to be in this thing is Jordy. And I was just like, yeah, but I really doubt she's going to go for it because A, she's busy, and B, like, I think it would be way too weird for her because I have a girlfriend, and because and that's kind of where the problem arose, because I was planning and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I was writing something, and I wrote something for a girl I know, just a girl I know, and it's not like I'm attracted to her or I fucking want to date her. But it was a comedy sketch where there was a kissing scene, but I would be dressed up as Billy the Masked Bitch. And it's basically, the idea would be Billy the Masked Bitch stealing Ryan's girlfriend. But because it kind of set it up like I walk in the room, I see them kissing, but I wanted it to be real. It would be kind of like just touching the lips. It wouldn't be like, oh, you know. But just girlfriend Taya just would not go for it, understandably. But it was kind of shitty because I did feel pretty limited in my artistic ability. So I came up with this new series where there was no stealing of the girlfriends. It was honestly not that funny either, and it was very dramatic. And it was gonna be an art installation of my very own, where I'm basically trapped in my own head and I'm going fucking nuts because this was inspired by a time where I did go. I had freedom to leave this room in this house, but I didn't because the only person I wanted to hang out with was my best friend. His name was Robert, and he was dating a girl who was obsessive. And no, I can't say that. Sorry, I was just like, should I mention that? No, I shouldn't. If someone might get it, I might get a text saying, "Yeah, I totally know what you were talking about in your podcast." But this came from a time, like I said, where I was just kind of trapped in this room, and this was before this was before YouTube. This was before I took it seriously. I started learning how to edit and everything. Like, I had no skills that I could apply myself to like I can now, because now it's like I don't really have friends all that much. And you might say, oh, well, you talk about Jade and you talk about, like, you know, fucking Ty and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like these are people I went to school with, and there's people, and, you know, I hung out with a few times. I mean, I consider Jade a friend. It's just, man, if we were better friends, she would be making an effort to see me, you know, like to hang out with me. It would have been more enthusiastic. She would be more enthusiastic about the friendship. Out of a friendship, I expect a lot of loyalty and people wanting to do things with me. Like, for example, I was really shocked, like Brandon from Player's Guide. He was just like, hey, are you interested in doing some Minecraft stuff with us, or with me and my friend? And he had this big idea, which I won't talk about because you never know what could happen, right? But it's not like I'm getting messages like every couple weeks saying, hey, you handsome devil, you want to hang out? I got this day off and this day off. Like, what works for you? And I'm not, like, listen, Jade, if you're listening to this, I'm not trying to badmouth you at all. I'm just saying that, like, the point of this whole thing is that, like, I just need more loyalty. And it's really hard when I keep fucking like texting and then I'm getting no responses for like ever. So yeah, that was random. I just got low disk space. Certainly not the hard drive I'm recording to, so that's fine. It's probably something to do with the Premiere. That's another thing. I need a new hard drive, external or internal. But anyways, so yeah, it came from a very dark time. This series I was doing, and it's just fucked me up. Like, it fucked me up so bad because, like, I was gonna order this, like, I was saving up for this camera, and like I bought a shitty tripod, but I bought a tripod. Tripod came in. Tripod wasn't very much, but the camera was a lot. It was like $500. I was gonna get a Rebel TI5 Canon, a Canon Rebel TI5. Like, that's a fucking expensive camera. But it's the perfect camera for quality and for vlogging, because I would have to film everything myself. And I would basically have to do what Jesse did from McJuggernuggets, because he described it as this, like, once when he was going through drama with his old cameraman, like, he said, well, like, I was everything. Like, I was like one of the main characters. I was the editor. I was the writer. Like, I was everything. And that's exactly what I was going to do. And that, like, I was willing to do this series, and it didn't go through because no one wanted to do it except for me. And it was the problem. I was just like, do I do this by myself? Or do I go to James's location, like because because do I go to where James lives and do I road trip down there just so I can film it and kind of like be trapped in like one of like maybe my aunt's basement or something down there because they got a lot of rooms in this basement and or or maybe save up a bunch of money and just rent a space for like a week or something. Of course, that would be so much money. I don't think I could do that. Okay, now hey, this is Ryan, and I'm just letting you guys know that my microphone cut off at the end of this podcast. I am literally in post edit right now. That's why it's so short. So thank you all for watching. The last little bit of it was just me rambling about kind of the same bullshit. So yeah, but I really appreciate all you guys watching, and thank you, and have a great day. Okay, bye bye.